Canvas. All right, Karen, it's all
All right,
you.
well, since we're recording it, I'll just go ahead and go through everything, even if some of you know some of this or have already um, gone through and created an account. So I'm the Associate Dean for Learning Support, basically. I oversee the Tutoring Center, Disability Support Services, and so this kind of falls under some of my not just my areas of work, but also my interest. I'm a big developmental education junkie nerd. I love learning how to help students learn faster and kind of get you guys through to the college level material, because that's what really counts. That's what's getting you your degree. So this product is something new that we're using for Bridge. But the idea of it is, you all took a placement test or you submitted transcripts, and that helped us to determine where you should start. But the idea of this product is that it determines where you should start, but then it gives you a path. And if you want to put in the time, you could push yourself further ahead. So you're not penalized by a test. And that's really what we want to get to. We want to have multiple measures of placement. We want to be able to help people move along their path and get their degree sooner in a less stressful way. So I think that's something that you all are probably interested in as well. So we're using this curriculum for Bridge. And Professor Brewer has been very successful with it in summer one. So we're excited to continue using it for summer two. So Bridge is this opportunity to move forward in your placement. And with EdReady, we're hoping that, having sort of this informal, like low-key version of this little assessment in the beginning, and then this very individualized trajectory and path for you, will be comfortable because it's really customized for you, which is really nice. What it's doing is kind of identifying any gaps that you might not remember about math. Like I know when I was in high school, senior year, I didn't take a math. And so when I went to college, I had to refresh a little bit. So this gives you a chance to refresh. So it's a tool that helps prepare you for college level work. It's going to determine some areas of weakness, and it's going to give you a chance to work on those things. And you can take this with you into future classes and go back and use this stuff. So this is yours. This is your account. You have access to it as long as we subscribe to it, which I think we will continue to do. And you can stop and start it and use it when it's convenient for you. So if one day you're not feeling really well and the next day you're going to work a little longer in it, it doesn't matter, because that amount of total time and progress is really like more of a weekly kind of goal. So you can kind of work in that way. I wanted to see what the student experience was, so I signed up an account myself as a student, so I just kind of blocked that out because it's not a real account. So when you go into EdReady the first time, and there's a link in Canvas, or you can go to the URL at the top of the slide. So it says ltric.edready.org. That's always going to be our address for this software. But there is a link that you can go to that should allow for you to just go in through your portal credentials, which is your My LTRIC. But if you go in through ltric.edready.org, it takes you to the same place. It's our site. It may ask you to create an account. And either way, it should ask you to create an account the first time. So it's looking for very minimal information. Your name, your email, use your LTRIC email, please, and use your portal password so that if you do go in through the link, it shouldn't hang up anywhere. And then your zip code is just to confirm that we're the right college, that you're on the right page. And then you're going to click sign up. And it's going to send you a confirmation email to your email account, like you do whenever you sign up for an account for anything. And so you just have to go through and confirm that that's you. Okay, and that's it. Then you're in. You'll get sort of this confirmation email that says you're good to go. And then it's going to ask you for one more piece of information. And so because we have several different types of Bridge, there are what we call keys. So there's LTRIC_, which is the key next to your 0 when you hit shift. So you'll either put in for math, LTRIC_2. And if you're bored, or if you just want to work on your writing and reading skills, or if you are in both classes for Bridge, you would put in the LTRIC_3. Whether you use just math or you also do some reading and writing, it doesn't impact us in any way. So you're welcome to it. You can use as much of this as you'd like, but you're certainly not required to if you're just in the math Bridge. Okay. So once you put that key in, it sort of loads, I'm going to show you down here. It sort of loads your little welcome page. And so every time after that, you can just click on whichever one you want to do. So if you do enter the reading and writing, this is arithmetic review, which we're not doing. You guys are not in high school anymore. So you would either have college math readiness, or you'd have a reading and writing one, and you just click on it like you do to enter any website. Okay, so it's just the key to start, and yours is LCCC_2. So there's little icons that direct you to the writing and reading versus the math if you have both. But when you come in, you're gonna create a starting score by your initial assessment. And again, you can start and stop it. It's not proctored. Do it at home. But what we want to do is get you up to a 90. So you might start at a 30. You might start at a 50. It doesn't matter. But eventually, as you work through the modules, you will inch your way or jump your way toward 90. We've seen both things, right? Professor Brewer, we've seen students fly through it, and we've seen students make steady progress. Those both are fine, and you're doing great. We just want to see that you're progressing. So here's an example of some of the starting scores that we've seen before. And this particular screenshot that I grabbed was after about 10 days or 9 days. So you can see students made some pretty fast strides. And again, it's okay if you don't. Slow and steady wins the race, but we want to not get you frustrated too, so we want to move you through it. Our little message, tells you what you're doing with EdReady. This is like the welcome screen. And it just reminds you what the purpose is. And then we can drill down to more information. So you might come to class one day and Professor Brewer says, you know what, everybody seems to be stuck on this particular equation or this particular skill. And you're like, wow, how does he know that? Well, we can drill down and see sort of where everybody's doing well, where everybody's struggling. Eventually, we want this all to be green, that you've mastered all of this content. But we can kind of see what you're getting, what you're maybe struggling with a little bit, where you're stuck, where you haven't started yet. And so this is really helpful for us because whenever we're looking at a tool like this, some students remember some things and not others, and then some of you might remember some of the things that others don't. So it's difficult sort of to teach you all at the same time unless we can see where you're struggling. So I just like to be really transparent with you and show you what we can see on our side. We can also see how much time you're spending testing and how much time you're spending in the modules. And this is helpful because sometimes people are afraid to test, and we can encourage you to do that so that we can continue to see areas that you've mastered. But we can also see, how your score is moving and why, and help you more individually. So this is a really great tool. And then Professor Brewer can go in, and the other bridge instructors can go in and actually see specific questions, again, that you might be struggling with or stuck on. So again, just that first time you have to put the key in, but then after that, you'll see this screen. And if you have any trouble with this software at all, certainly your professor is available to you. You have your coach who's available to you as well, but you also have our Ed Support office. So as you are a student here at LCCC, you don't pay anything extra to use our tutors. Our tutors are part of your tuition. We have instructional support who are individuals who will look at like bigger picture issues, textbook reading, time management, test anxiety, that kind of thing. And so we offer all of those services here, but I also help to utilize this software. So if you end up in a situation where it's not letting you in or you're hung up on something, we don't want you to take a week off and miss all of that momentum. So just send us an email at educationalsupportservices@ltric.edu. You can also use this email anytime if you're looking for tutors, if you are looking for disability support, for accommodations for your academics. And again, you guys are going to be the LCCC2 is your key. Make sure you type that underscore. And if you have any questions, problems, technical issues, there's also a help button on EdReady if it's something like you think the browser isn't working right or you're having connectivity issues, things like that. You can certainly go through their technical help desk. But if you think that there's a piece of this that you didn't do right or you don't remember, the rest of us are here to help you with that. So I know that's a lot of information. I'm kind of flying through it. Are there any questions from anybody? And you can also email me those if you don't want to